You're watching Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London. Breakneck development of artificial intelligence risk repeating mistakes made by the tech industry at the start of the social media era. Microsoft President Brad Smith has told the B20 summit in New Delhi. Rapid advancements in AI have stoked global alarm over the technology's potential for disinformation, misuse and upheaval of the labour market. But Smith suggested these misgivings were not reflected by the developers of the potentially revolutionary technology, whose optimism reminded him of the early years of social media platforms. Back then, the tech industry became a little too euphoric about all the good things that social media would bring to the world, and there have been many without thinking about the risks as well, he said.
You can look back at certain years. 2007 was really the inflection point for the mobile era. That's when the iPhone was launched. You can look back at certain years in the 1990s. It's when the internet exploded. It's when graphical user interfaces became truly popular. This is really the inflection point for AI. It's been important. And so I think we need to be clear-eyed. We need to be excited about the opportunities, but thoughtful, perhaps even concerned about the downside. And we need to construct guardrails from the outset, both as an industry and as companies, and as government and as countries.
The rise of AI has raised both excitement and concerns about its potential to improve or replace tasks done by humans. AI tools have shown in recent months the ability to generate essays, create realistic images, mimic voices of famous singers, and even pass medical exams, amongst a slew of uses.
One thing is, what are the parts of the economy or everyday life that AI will transform, that it will improve? Almost anything that involves data. Obviously, AI is just an indispensable tool. You can take something like pancreatic cancer. It is difficult for doctors to detect. AI is very good at detecting patterns within data.
But there are also worries that chatbots could flood the internet with disinformation, that biased algorithms will churn out racist material, or that AI-powered automation could lay waste to entire industries. A United Nations report this week said AI was more likely to augment jobs than to destroy them, adding nonetheless that the tech would alter work intensity and the autonomy of workers. It also said the effects of technology would vary greatly between professions and regions, with clerical workers facing the most exposure to changes, and women more likely than men to see their jobs affected.
People want to be confident that this new technology will remain under human control. They've seen too many science fiction movies that have turned out the other way. And as we're creating what feels like part of science fiction, we need both companies and regulators to focus on that.
MasterCard Chief Executive Michael Maybach said companies needed to build trust over use of the tech and take action to address issues such as AI bias. But he also said he believed that the risks around AI were not terribly new and should not impede further development of the technology.
Naturally, regulation will be behind, but it shouldn't slow us down because we need this technology and we need it quick. So what practical frameworks can we put together to leave Delhi with some ideas on how to make most use of AI out there? And I think that's the way forward for us.
Both men were speaking in New Delhi alongside other world industry leaders at a meeting that's serving as a prelude to next month's G20 summit in the Indian capital. You've been watching Satluj TV News, and you can find more stories in detail on our channel, Satnet News, so it's worth clicking on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And don't forget, if you have any comments or any opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below, or why not drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com, and we would love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching. For Satluj TV News, I'm Angus Scott in London.